All right, welcome to Blue Forest Farms. My name is Zach Dorsett and I'm our Chief Growth Officer. We're here at Yabba Cannaba Greenhouses, which is where we produce all of our seed and where we start all of our seedlings for our farm. So today we're going to be going over seed germination and plant starting. We'll start with the supplies that you'll need and some kind of planning and development, and go into our standard operating procedures that we use on our seed. And then we'll try to give you some tips and tricks that will get you ahead and help you be successful. Going through some of the supplies that you'll need. We've got here our preferred tray or flat. It's a 72 cell, about 15 millimeter by 35 millimeter size plant tray. Some people use a larger 128 or 172. Oftentimes it's going to be an identical cell size depending on the walls that they're using. We've got our preferred growing media, which is a 70% coarse organic peat moss, 30% perlite, and we've got it wrapped into its own self-contained organic paper perforated pot. And so that makes for easy handling and planting down the line. We've got some nutrient solution. We'll talk a little bit about some of the strategies we use there for young plants and seedlings. Hopefully you got some seeds. And you'll need to make sure you got a light source, whether it is the natural light of the sun coming into a greenhouse or a artificial light source in an indoor environment. But you need some light to make sure that those plants can grow and develop once those seeds emerge. Before you start your planting process, take the time to adequately plan your program. And what that means is make considerations for the amount of time, space, people, and consumable resources that will be required to plant the number of seeds that you'll need for your field. Because we're a commercial growing facility, another important consideration is cleanliness and sanitation. So we're going to go ahead and sterilize our area very effectively against any type of pathogens that could come from the environment or from another crop that we may have been growing or planting in the same space prior. Once you've set aside adequate space to house all of your trays, the next step is going to be to fill them with your choice of growing media. We strongly recommend using a self-contained grow pot like a Smart Plug or Ellie. That's just going to make transplanting, handling, and propagation so much easier down the line. Many growers do still use a loose growing media, and in that case, you're just going to fill these trays. They make some pretty good equipment to fill trays with both loose growing media as well as the pots, and you can always get these pots or these trays just like this from us, shipped to you. We use a vacuum tray seeder to do all of our planting. It can plant about 8,000 seeds per hour, which makes it an excellent choice for starting seeds on a commercial scale. So you want to set your planter to plant at about a 1/4 inch depth. If there's some variance in that planting depth, it's best to be between a 1/4 and a 1/2 inch depth. If you are planting by hand, you want to take a pen and mark your planting depth on that pen and go ahead and use that pen to dig a hole, poke a hole in the center of each one of those cells. And then once you've got all of your holes dug in each tray, you take your seeds and drop one in each hole and gently cover it up. As you can see, a vacuum tray seeder makes that job go a lot easier. Now I'm just going to go through 3 things to remember throughout this process. Number 1 is starting off on the good foot. You know, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So starting off with healthy seedlings, preventing disease from the start is going to ensure that you get a healthy adult crop in the end. You want to keep the temp in the low to mid 70s and the humidity in the 50 to 70% range. Number 2, inoculating with beneficial microbials. Just like human beings, plants rely on bacteria and fungus to facilitate many of their biological processes. And so inoculating with endo and ecto, mycorrhizal fungi, and other beneficial microbials can not only enhance the vigor and growth potential of the plant, but can also help to prevent and mitigate pests, mold, and other pathogenic pressure. Number 3, mineral content. We found that young plants like a little bit of iron. We tend to use a blend of calcium, magnesium, and iron with our young plants in our nutrient solution. That just seems to work really, really well, and I encourage you to learn more about that in our nutrient program online. Thanks so much for joining us today. Please like, subscribe, and comment. We'd love to hear from folks, and check out some of our other videos if you're interested to learn more about transplanting, how we make our seeds. Check it out.